Now just to recap, down here, right here, you see the rag in there. We used a vacuum pump to pump all the old coolant that spilled out of the water pump when it was in there, and got that all sucked out and cleaned out. And Jeff, you mopped it up with a little bit of something?
I just use a lot of rags, and I'd use like a rod or something so I could push the rag back in.
A flexible rod, or something that he had rags in there that he could get in to mop up the bottom of the pan and clean it up best we can. That does not mean we won't run cheap oil through it and do immediate oil changes at least 2 times to get any other crud out with new filters, so we can get that done. But that's for the future. But right now we do have the water pump on. And the water pump, as you can see, I'm going to try to zoom in here and on this one bolt. Now you see this bolt. Now each one of these bolts, are they the original, or did you get new ones for that one?
Those, Ford has difficulty supplying, and because they're not torqued all that much, the mechanics just reuse them.
Okay,
89
so
pounds plus
hard to get the bolts, but they were reused, and it had no problem. You want to put your torque wrench at 89 inch-pounds. And then what we did, and Jeff did actually, is he marked them with a marker. And then one thing we discovered is each flat is 45 degrees, folks. So the spec says 89 inch-pounds and then 45 degrees more for your final torque. So you want to follow the torque pattern, and I don't know where I got the torque pattern at right now, but we'll try to provide that here in the video somewhere if we don't have it. Oh, maybe we do have it. Right there. There's the torque pattern right there.
Stage 1, Stage 2.
We got a Stage 1 and Stage 2. As you can see, I'm going to focus on that so you all can see the torque pattern that goes onto the water pump. So just follow that, and I think you'll be fine. Now we do have the water pump on, and we're going to have been and working on cleaning all the surfaces up as good as possible in prep to put the timing cover back on, because that's just something we need to do. But also we need to do our cam phasers, chains, gears, VCTs, and our water pump. But in order to do all that, we have to get the oil pump, we have to get the oil pump on. And one of the things about the oil pump is we got new bolts for that. So we got the 3 bolts, and that's all it takes is 3 bolts on here. And Jeff, we got to fill her up with oil, right? We got to prime her up.
I think it would be good to prime it.
So we're going to prime it up and get some oil in it. Now when we put it on, that's going to make a mess.
Yeah.
We realize that, but we want to get some oil in there. That way it's not a complete dry start. When it does, it'll just be permeated with oil, so it would make it easier. But we're going to put the pump on first, and it's 89 inch-pounds for this one also, but the new bolts are bigger than the original bolts. Okay, so the bolts supplied, the heads are bigger. They're about what, 10?
I haven't checked them yet. They look about 10.
Yeah, I think the others were 8, weren't they?
Bigger than the originals.
So we're going to go ahead and put that oil pump in there. We got the pickup tube.
Those have been the originals.
These are the originals compared to what you see here. So you can see that they're definitely bigger. But we're going to go ahead, when we put this on, we got to put this new pickup tube in there. And it has to be turned and twisted to get it up to the point where we can put it in. So this will go in separately from the oil pump. The oil pump can go in first. It's not a problem. But you cannot put it in with the pickup tube and the pump together, because you will not get this pickup tube twisted the right way to get it to fit. So it's 2 separate issues, but hey, this is really simple, light to work, and you just sort of weasel it down in there and get it on. And then torquing on this, I'm not so sure torquing is all that needed, and getting a torque wrench in there might be tough. So we're gonna at least try to torque it, but if nothing else, we're gonna go the German route, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good and tight.
Good and tight.
There we go. So this ain't that important as it is this. This we want to make sure that we get put in right. So that's going to be our next thing here, and we're going to try to do that. And once we get that done, then we can put the sprockets on and the gear, and then we're going to start working on all the timing components. So it slides right on there.
Here, I got you. Okay.
And then you just got to position it for those cam lobes to get it on.
Yeah.
So I might have to twist it around a little bit till it fits.
Yeah, we don't mess with it.
How's that? We'll dump some oil in it.
Let's see. Why don't we dump some in here? And then, well, you know what?
Maybe we dump
maybe
it
it'll
through
run
the
out
big-
of there.
yeah.
It'll run out of there.
If we dump it through the big hole, it'll make a mess anyway.
Yeah. Right around there. The color's not moving, it's not letting the oil go through, it's just leaking out and around it.
Yeah. Well, we just want to get her wet.
There's dump some in there.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think that'll do her.
There, see, I see it seeping around. So
Yeah, we got oil. It's oiled. That's all it counts.
It is oiled.
So we can get that in there. Slide that on. The other way.
I don't have it.
It's got to be with the big end down.
Yeah, I got it.
So all your oil's going to pour out. It'll slide on there. Just got to wiggle it. There you go. That's it. Now we just bolt her up.
To the stops. Yep.
Just got to bolt her up.
Okay.
There you go. We got her slipped on. So all you have to do is find the hole and get them hand started. And that's pretty much it. Then we torque them down. We should be able to get a wrench in here to get some decent torque on it, but 89 inch-pounds, folks. And this is what the old one looks like. The goldish one, that's the old one. The black one's the new one. And there's only 3, so we'll get that one going. She's sliding in there good. Sorry folks, it's pretty tight, but it's all doable. Hand tight. It's a game of millimeters, right? You guys like one-handed assembly of engines? Cool. It's just I don't have a tripod small enough to do anything down here. It's so tight. Anyway, we got her on there. We'll cinch her up.
While you're there, you want to see that fits? That's a 10.
And let's see if this one works. 10. It's a 10 millimeter, folks. I don't know if you want to give me the wrench to tighten her up a bit. Then we'll hit the torque wrench. There's no 45 degrees on this one. The smaller the wrench, the better. Torque sequence I'm not sure about, but we'll just start one end to the other. That one's pretty tight. I get that on pretty tight with my hands. This is just a little short stubby wrench is all this is. And there we go. Now we'll get some torque done on her. 89 inch-pounds is what it's set at, and then we'll go from there. Now this is the oil pickup tube, and we're going to slide this into the engine. And we got the gasket and the fitting here all lubricated up with some engine oil. So now we got to maneuver it in and then get it bolted up. And this is the hard part, because I forgot how I had it in there. Well, after a little bit of wrangling, we got her fitted down into the tube down there. Takes a little bit of meticulous effort, but we got one bolt started here. We're gonna take and torque these down, so you can see us torquing these down on the oil pump. Why do I keep saying water pump? It's a Freudian slip because I was so concentrating on the.
Nobody does oil pump.
So we'll start on the outside here. 89 inch-pounds. We're going to go to 60 and then go to the outside one.
60 there.
60, then we'll go over here to this one. And by the way, it really works good with this, with two people. We'll go to 60 on this one, then we'll go to the top.
Okay.
And then we'll go to this top one here. $60.
Yep.
Now we're going to go to 89. Here we go. We'll go to the outside one. And then we go to the top one. Here we go. Now we'll just finish bolting up the last bolt here on the pickup tube, and we'll be done with the oil pump. What do I do with that bolt now? There it is. I'm going to use two hands because I don't want to drop this thing.
How did you lose that originally? Did you just use that little socket?
What?
Did you just use that little socket last time when you...
Yeah.
Both of them?
I'm going to try not to drop this bolt in the oil pan.
I got magnets.
There we go. You guys don't need to see me struggle with this. We'll show you when we're done. There you all go. Pickup tube is on nice and tight, and we've torqued the oil pump on. So water pump's on, oil pump's on. Now we're going to get to the fun stuff.
This is a Mercy Girl production.